Well, our reporter, Steve Mort, is nearby the airport and we can join him now live on the phone. Now, Steve, as we continue to look at these live pictures of what looks like a SWAT team training their rifles on the airport building, just bring us up to date with the latest as you know it.
Yes, the latest that we know it. SWAT teams are deployed around the airport at the moment. The position that we had a little earlier, where we were on the roof of the parking garage overlooking the main terminal where we understand this took place in the baggage claim, was actually evacuated by a SWAT team. We were standing on the roof. We were asked to move. We were then taken out of that parking garage, and as we made our way through, on occasion we had to sort of duck behind cars as police saw people in their sort of view that they weren't familiar with. They couldn't identify them, so we had to crouch down to make sure that this wasn't anybody that intended to do anybody else at the airport harm, and that has been taking place throughout the airport as it goes into lockdown, and people try to, and the authorities here try to determine whether there are any additional threats here. I think I'm being, actually, I'm now looking at a team of officers right now walking through what is usually a security checkpoint. I'm actually in another terminal just close by to where this took place. They're moving through where people normally take their bags, before getting on a plane. They're walking through with their guns drawn, obviously trying to clear the area, trying to make sure there are no additional threats here. I'm in an area with a lot of other passengers, members of the pub, brought here to a sort of area where we're basically being kept as police sort of try to corral people into groups, and we saw that on the tarmac as well. Large groups of people that were being evacuated from planes and the like, that were being taken into sort of confined areas and then moved out. The people that I've been talking to here, obviously it's very stressful for them. A lot of people are sort of not used to this kind of environment. One police officer, in fact, told me as I came into this terminal here that the scene here was complete chaos when I tried to find out sort of how long we'd be sort of confined in the area where we are at the moment. The police now making their way to where I am at the moment to sort of talk to the passengers, members of the public that are being held here, to sort of give them instructions on, how long it's going to take, when they can expect to sort of leave this holding area. It's a very fluid situation at the moment. There are many police officers, many SWAT team members sort of walking the airport at the moment, trying to, to find out if there are any additional threats. So, like I said, very, very fluid situation. We're sort of in the thick of things here, and we're just sort of doing our best to figure out what the latest is.
Well, Steve, as we continue to look at these pictures, as you say, there are SWAT teams in and around the airport with their rifles trained. Now, that doesn't mean to say that there is someone still inside as an active shooter, but of course this will be a precaution to make sure there are no more threats. Now, if you can, Steve, just try and describe to us the atmosphere. It does look like a very confused, you used the word chaos earlier. It looks like a very confused picture there. What will be a very busy airport terminal.
Yes, that's right. It was actually a police officer that described it to me that way. And you're right. I mean, that is exactly what it is at the moment. On a couple of occasions, when we were outside the building, we saw passengers on a number of occasions running. Some of them were screaming. That didn't necessarily indicate that there was an immediate threat to them, but it probably meant that police had told them to run to get out of a certain area. And that obviously is very stressful for people, and that they tend to react in that way. SWAT teams, like I said, one just past me, just in front of me at the sort of a TSA screening area with their guns drawn. That doesn't necessarily mean, of course, that there is a threat there, but this is sort of a standard procedure. And what is worth remembering here versus other large shooting incidents is this is a very large facility here. This is a multiple terminal airport. It's one of the main airports that serves the Miami metropolitan area. And as a result of that, it's very large. There are a lot of people here. Thousands of passengers pass through this airport every day. So it takes authorities and SWAT teams a very long time to comb through a facility of this size. And, if you think about all the security concerns that go along with baggage and things like that, this is certainly a very, very difficult job for authorities in a very high security environment anyway. Therefore, we can expect it to take a significant amount of time before, police are able to declare the airport clear of any additional threats. Certainly that's what we're hearing at the moment, and we're trying to get details of how long it'll be before we're allowed back outside onto the tarmac to continue reporting. But it's a very fluid situation at the moment, and we're sort of keeping an eye on the developments.
Absolutely. Well, Steve Mort, for now, thank you very much. And just to bring you up to date with exactly what we know so far, there has been a shooting at Fort Lauderdale International Airport in the southern United States, in the state of Florida. At this stage, we know that 5 people have been killed, a number more injured, and that one person has been taken into custody. And there are reports that the person taken into custody is a man by the name of Esteban Santiago. That's reports from US networks that we can't confirm at this stage, but as I say, a name is being floated around in the media that, of course, we will try and confirm for you here on TRT World as soon as we can.